History Makers. History Makers.
My name's Matt Prater. I'm from the History Makers radio show and Vision FM. We are broadcasting all across the nation, all across Toowoomba today. We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to be on the Christian channel on Foxtel. And we need you guys to be really responsive today. So let me ask one more time. How are you today, Easterfest? Are you excited to meet Shawn McDonald? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shawn McDonald. Well, Shawn, I saw you up on stage last night, loving it. I've got to tell you, I'm one of your biggest fans. We got that mic on there. Actually, you're my lawn mowing guy. Yeah, I mow the lawn in my backyard, right?
All right.
And I listen to Shawn McDonald over and over again. I've got like 5-year albums. I sing at the top of my voice.
Nice.
The neighbours know all the songs from your albums now.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And I love you, man. It's an honour to meet you. I was over in Eugene, Oregon last year visiting New Hope Bible College, and I'm like, wow, this is the home of Shawn McDonald. Didn't get to meet you, but finally we get to meet today.
Yeah.
Firstly, I want to ask you, how are we treating he in Australia? Are we looking after you okay? Do you love it?
I do love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the culture. I love the food, the people. It's good. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, for those of you who don't know the Shawn McDonald story, he shares his testimony quite openly on one of his live albums, and it is so inspiring. Tell us about what life was like for you as a teenager. You went through some ups and downs. Tell us your story.
Well, sorry, I just woke up, so forgive me. I grew up with my grandparents, and my mom and dad just kind of didn't really want a kid when I came along, and so that was my story, and I always knew my parents, but I never really understood why they didn't want me, and so I just grew up as a kind of confused when I was younger, but kind of became angry and bitter at my parents, and it kind of just led me into a world of craziness. Really, I started trying everything in my power to fit in with my peers, and just to find love, and I started doing a lot of drugs, and just kind of went the wrong road, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, and then I saw on your website, it shared the story that at the age of 20, you picked up a Bible and read a verse about cleaning out your house and cleaning out the demons. Tell us about that.
Well, I'd been busted for selling and whatnot, and I was sitting in my room one night, and I was really kind of starting to seek and look and ask a lot of questions, and I had this Bible on my shelf, and I remember going and opening it up, and I don't even really know what provoked me there, other than it just must have been the Spirit of God. And I opened it up, and I just kind of was like, God, if you're real, speak to me. And so I stuck my finger in, and I started reading, and the scripture was in Matthew, and it was just talking about cleaning the demons out of my house. And I just got really just kind of scared. I don't know, for the first time it really freaked me out, and I was still selling and dealing and growing and all that stuff. And so I just for the next couple of days I got rid of everything out of my apartment, and right after I got rid of it all, cops showed up at my door with a search warrant, came in and searched, and couldn't find it. So it was, I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
And what was the journey from there? You became a Christian, started going to church. How soon did you get into the Christian music scene after that?
Well, it was a little bit of a journey from there. I definitely had a lot of color in the sense I was just a really wild kid, so I had a lot of stuff that work out of me. But I had God just put a lot of really great men into my life, and that came alongside of me and discipled me and really started teaching me how to walk with God. And so for the next year or more, I was definitely kind of doing a lot of that, and then somewhere in there I loved to worship, and I had this guitar, and I had gotten the guitar from a drug deal, which is kind of random, but I didn't ever play guitar. This guy just wanted drugs, and he's like, dude, you want this? And I was like, I don't know, I guess. And so anyways, I had this guitar, and I started, like learning the worship songs we were singing at church in just the quiet of my house. And somewhere in there, I just kind of was like, I feel like I have so much more going on inside of me that I want to say to God. And so I just started trying to write my own songs, and then, yeah, it was kind of crazy. Just started playing them for friends and whatnot, and people liked them. So it's kind of good, yeah.
Well, we saw you on stage at Easterfest last night, belting out all the big songs, Gravity and, Take My Hand, all those songs that we've heard on the radio for years now. Your latest album, Closer, I read one reviewer said, it draws in how tragedy pulls saints and sinners alike closer to Christ. Tell us a little bit about how you did your songwriting and how it came to you for your latest album, Closer.
Well, I approached this record really different than I've approached other records. I really wanted to mature as a writer, and so I asked a lot of help from friends, and just said, hey, I'd love to just grow in melody and whatnot. And I think in the prior years I'd been really kind of prideful about it. I just wanted all the writing to be me, because there's that legitimacy that comes with being a writer and a songwriter and stuff. And so I just decided, I was kind of over myself, and I was just like, I just want to make a good record, and at the same time, I just kind of going through a dark season as well, and so there was just a lot of stuff happening inside. So that was the approach, and we kind of there's no theme that we went in for, but we just decided to try to write the best songs we could write. And
now, you're also well-travelled. I understand you were quite impacted about trips to Israel and Zimbabwe. Do you want to tell us? Oh, there's a coffee for you, man. Hey, let's give this guy a hand. How good is that?
Craig.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you, Craig.